Urban gardening has taken off in Washington.
I like watching things grow.
Many are spreading the gospel of organic.
Fresh food is important because it's closer to nature, it's better for the body.
But fresh food isn't just a trend. It's a political and economic issue.
We could call this area a food desert.
The district's U.S. Department of Transportation Farmers Market is one place where the business of fresh food is in action.
Yes, it's a variety called Wendy. They're really good.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Dozens of vendors and shoppers attend the market each week. Local farmer Gary has been coming to the market for 4 years.
We do CSAs. That's what our coolers are back here. Community-supported agriculture is when a person will partner with the farmer, and then as the season grows along, they get a share of the produce as it's growing. The bottom line is the U.S. government, well, not the U.S. government, but the Americans will buy, for example, an apple, a shipped apple from China, and cheaper than an American apple. Now, there's a reason for that. It's because those people are living in poverty and squalor. So, in my opinion, that doesn't make any sense for an American to subsidize that type of behavior from a foreign government when we can raise it here ourselves for comparable, incomes.
At the farmers market, people can simply buy fresh food, but there are other places in the city that allow people to take an even greater ownership of the food they eat. Common Good City Farm takes urban gardening to the next level.
Our mission is to grow food, educate, and help low-income individuals meet their food needs. Our flagship program is a Green Tomorrows program where low-income individuals and families can come to the farm and they'll spend a couple hours a week and get a bag of produce for that work. And they'll learn about nutrition, they'll learn about healthy eating, learn about composting or about growing food, anything that they would like to cover to really help them get a sense of sovereignty over their own access to food.
Spencer sees that urban gardening is becoming more popular.
I think it's a real trend. It's definitely hip, especially with Michelle Obama's push, having her face behind it, her resources, having a garden on the White House lawn makes it really at the forefront of the public eye. I see in DC a lot of just general interest in it. Volunteer support is the least of our problems.
I really like working with the local community and working with the Green Tomorrows participants and teaching them, empowering them to learn how to grow their own food and learn where their food comes from. Weeding has become a big part just because we're not using chemicals to combat the weeds, so we have to hand pull them. We're putting down drip irrigation, so watering is a big part of the daily chores just because we have to keep the plants hydrated.
Common Good City Farm is an oasis in a food desert. But what about Washingtonians who have no farms or community gardens to call on? For those not living near community gardens, there's always the option of starting your own. Spring Grimes of Southeast DC has embraced that concept wholeheartedly.
I have been gardening in about 4 or 5 years, and a neighbor of mine started me out by giving me like one plant to start out with, and it went wild from there. Now I'm more inspired, especially with thinking about chemicals, of growing my own food because I want to maintain my health and just live a better life. And everything that I have, I share it with friends and neighbors. We can go up this way. We have a little bit of everything. I started out with flowers and I started just incorporating vegetables and fruits into it, and I've gotten carried away. So we have kale and dill, Swiss chard, spring onions. Now sometimes I get a little experimental because I had some bugs problems where they were eating my vegetables, and you see some brown spots here where I used organic soap and water and the mixture was too dense. Also, I used another home remedy, was beer for slugs. But I got to be careful because my dog likes to drink the beer and she shouldn't.
Do you notice a difference? You live in Southeast. Do you notice a difference in the produce that you get over here versus the produce that they get in other areas? There's a lot of controversy about access to food in this area.
I think things have improved in the last year, a few years with the opening of the new Giant. Still, the pricing is a little controversial when it comes to other stores. And I must say that I've always gone away to shop because
Grimes is living proof that healthy food never has to be further than your own backyard. The need for food is the most basic common denominator among people. It transcends age, economic status, and ethnicity. Time will tell if fresh food is a moment or a movement, but for now, it's in season in the nation's capital.